Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 124 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Tyler.
You need to subscribe to unlock my name.
And I'm Kalen.
And I want to start things off with there have been a few notable celebrity deaths, two expected, one unexpected, over the past couple of weeks. One which we failed to touch on last week was Cloris Leachman.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I couldn't figure out her name for like 2 days.
Cloris Leachman was a legendary comedic actress. She was in Blazing Saddles. She was in Young Frankenstein. And she was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I caught an episode of Night Gallery with her yesterday. Wasn't expecting it. And it was a non-comedic role, and it was really good. It was scary because she was mean.
Yeah, she was amazing. Lived a long life. And this past week saw the passing of Christopher Plummer.
Yes.
Which is very
So
sad.
sad.
But again, kind of expected. Lived a long and full life.
Both in their 90s.
Yeah. So
It's because of Christopher Plummer that I know if I were to lose an eye, how I would take care of that. Because he played a bad guy in Star Trek 6 that had like an eye patch that was bolted on. Just like it was so brutal.
and the unexpected one, Dustin Screech Diamond, has died of cancer.
Yeah.
Breach?
Yeah, he was 44 years old.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't actually know about that one.
Yeah.
I was never a
Screech.
huge Saved by the Bell fan, but I mean, part of the pop culture firmament, and also there was that thing about him doing porn forever.
He only he did one sex tape, and he regretted it.
Yeah,
He
I just
talked about
remember
it in an interview. Yeah.
like for
He said that he used a dick double, which was kind of funny. But.
Yeah. Better to use a dick double than a double dick.
Depends on your depends on where you are or what your industry is.
His first major role was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I saw that recently for the first time.
He was 10 years old.
I did not know he was in that.
Yeah.
It's been way too long.
He was he the rich kid?
I honestly can't remember. I just saw Pee-wee post about it. And it's been far, far too long since I've seen that movie. No, he was not the rich kid. The rich kid was Pee-wee's age. The rich kid was...
No. I mean the actual child, not the adult guy.
I don't remember an actual rich child. I remember the
Like
adult guy.
It was I think it was the movie star kid, the one that gets the bike for the movie.
Oh. Yeah,
Maybe?
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The
Memories are buried deep in the basement of the Alamo.
But yeah, Saved by the Bell really became his identity. And apparently he was in... So there was a precursor to Saved by the Bell called something like What's Up, Mr. Beller or some shit like that. I can't fucking remember what the hell it was called.
Eldevere?
No. And that was Belvedere, not Belvedere. It was not a drag queen with the name Belvedere.
I don't know.
It was Mr. Belvedere.
Sorry, I didn't go to high school with Noah.
Oh, damn.
I am the youngest person in my band. Thank you very much.
I mean, I'm sure Ringo or Paul McCartney is the youngest member of the Beatles as well.
But yeah, the guy who played Zach in Saved by the Bell was also in the precursor to Saved by the Bell, and apparently really like pushed for Dustin Diamond to come over to Saved by the Bell as well. So I guess it was because of him that Dustin Diamond continued on in the series, as it went on to see several iterations over about 15, 20 years.
What a name. It sounds fake.
Yeah, right. And
it sounds like a country singer.
For the
I hate to put this out there and break your heart, Brooks, but Screech is in fact a fake name.
Also, now I'm imagining a country singer with the name Screech.
That wasn't Mr. Ed talking.
There were, like, before the internet, there were rumors that Screech, Dustin Diamond, and Mike D from the Beastie Boys were related.
Oh yeah,
That's funny.
Confirmed, not true. But
Dustin Diamond's a way better rap name.
it is, instead of Mike Diamond.
Mike Diamond sounds like a porn
My
star
name's
name.
Diamond. Hi,
Mike.
I'm Diamond. Mike Diamond.
Only thing harder than my last name is.
my taxes as a contractor.
But then, your name would have to be Richard Diamond.
I'm Dick Diamond.
Come on down to Dick Diamond's used car emporium. I-17 and Bell Road.
What a waste of that name.
Yeah.
Still the best name. And honestly, I had my friends were one of my friends had a marriage agreement with this friend of mine just to get her last name. Her last name was Strange. Her legal last name is Strange.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, you can change your name. I'm sure is it cheaper than getting married?
Her given last name, her actual last name is Strange. Like her parents' last name's Strange. She comes from a long line of Stranges.
So it's not strange.
Do you think that whoever her significant other is uses the "man, I got some strange last night" as a joke all the time?
I feel like that would be funny 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's the point of those
Get a
stupid
doctorate and
jokes.
become Doctor Strange.
Please. She kind of has to.
Yeah, right. You're kind of obligated to do that if you have a last name Strange. For me, it's like shrimp. What the fuck is that? Do I have to go into fishing? Do I have to is that my calling?
No, you're gonna be the general manager of a Long John Silver's.
Either that or the new mascot for the Indiana Pacers. You can be the new Detlef Shrimp.
I am related to him.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically, if anyone has the last name Shrimp or the original variation before it was changed, which is Shrimp with an F at the end, is related to me in some way.
Shrimply Pibbles.
That's not a surname. Pibbles is the surname.
Well, Shrimply, Pibbles.
That's not his name, though. You can't just change someone's name to fit your joke, Brooksy Poo.
It's headcanon now.
Oh. Brooks can do whatever he wants in his mind palace.
Oh, we haven't talked about the Mind Palace in a
We
while.
really haven't talked about the Mind Palace in a long time.
In a bit.
Well, the Mind Palace has been under renovation.
You've just got yellow tape, yellow caution tape all over.
A big condemned sign on the outside.
So, next Friday, is the release of Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury on the Nintendo Switch. I'm very excited for that.
That looks so rad. That trailer was sick.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see what they do with the Bowser's Fury stuff. It looks like it's an open worldy kind of thing, where you're just getting like shine sprites. Or kitty cat shine sprites, rather.
And you're going to turn into a giant Ultraman Mario and just kick the shit out of Bowser?
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be seriously cool.
Oh, yeah.
However, the game has leaked. It is on the internet. And largely, I believe, due to Walmart breaking the street date, as they tend to do. And I just don't know what goes through people's minds when they go, hey, I got this copy of this game that doesn't come out for a week or two. I'm going to stream it.
Like, that's a smart idea.
Like, especially with a Nintendo property and how litigious they are.
Right.
Press outlets are still under review embargoes for that shit.
Are they really?
Yeah.
It's
So,
really
like, they
dumb.
probably won't be able to start putting out their reviews until next Thursday because it comes out next Friday.
You know, I have to wonder, though. Can those streamers really get in trouble? They're not part of the press, and if it's through Walmart who let the game out early,
that's the thing.
Really, their fault.
It got street date was broken by a Walmart somewhere, and then someone ripped the game and put it online.
Oh,
Yeah, so it wasn't widespread enough for a bunch of people to have gotten their hands on this game and just be playing a legitimate cartridge. So a lot of these people are just advertising that they stole the game.
well, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, I stole a game and I'm trying to make money off of it on the internet.
Give me all of your clout.
Newsflash! I stole it. It was me. Here's my IP address.
Yeah.
I did it. Nintendo, come sue me, please.
So be aware of spoilers. I personally want the big Bowser fight to be a surprise when I dive in on day one and play that game. So, because I'm
And I read that it's 2-player, right? You can have a second player control Baby Bowser.
Is that true?
What I read, I think so.
I know that they're doing online multiplayer for the 3D world, so you can do 4-player on the 3D world.
Dope.
But I hadn't heard anything about how that would work or cross over to Bowser's Fury. But that would be pretty cool. I'd be interested to see what kind of gameplay that's like. I hope it's not the kind of passive 2-player gameplay that you get in like Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I think it might be more like a Tails to your Sonic type of thing,
Right?
Because he can.
Little brother
Mode,
role.
yeah.
Well, Mom says I have to stop handing you a controller that isn't plugged in. So what do I got? Cameron is listening. I'm still not sorry.
So that's going to be a good game. I'm very much looking forward to that. So I talked about The Medium last week.
Yeah.
I beat it this week, and it is a very good game.
Hold on. You beat a game?
I did beat a game.
Who are you?
I only missed 3 achievements.
Who are you?
Brooks is queuing something up here.
No.
No.
I have a confused parent who doesn't understand why I'm not available for a couple of hours.
Oh, okay. What I thought was really cool was there are some Blair Witch references in it because it was made by the same dev team.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
There's the big creepy tree in it. And you come across a dog in the woods. And I just kept waiting for my character to look around his neck and see a name tag that said Bullet.
Can you pet it?
You cannot. Because
Bullshit.
he's there to lead you. You do pet it in a cutscene, but you cannot trigger the petting because you are not ever, like, he is there to lead you. And so he is not, like, at your side.
0 to 10, unplayable garbage. Can't believe you paid money for that.
I didn't.
Yeah,
it's on Game
honestly.
Pass.
Can't believe Game Pass paid money for that.
Honestly, you should just uninstall or stop subscribing to Game Pass because of this garbage.
And apparently, something that I overlooked on my playthrough, but Modem caught on his, one of the little wood figurines, the twig figurines, is visible in it as well. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
That's cool.
I like, once I know that a game is going to stick a bunch of stuff from other games in there, it makes it more, it makes me watch the background a little more, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's going on?
Start looking around every scene that you're in.
I will say, and without context, this isn't really a spoiler, but I think that people deserve the warning. Trigger warning for this game. Child molestation.
Okay.
It's not even like graphically described or anything like that, but it is a psychological horror kind of thing. And
is it tasteful and necessary to the story?
It is, yes.
Okay.
It is very important because the game has themes of people's inner demons and personifies those inner demons. And
Gotcha.
Yeah, it made me sick to my stomach. But I was happy with the outcome.
This sounds like a game I will not want to play, but will probably be forced to play at some point in the future.
It's honestly
for the entertainment of internet people.
It's honestly not scary. Like it doesn't hit the point of the last 10, 15 minutes of Blair Witch. Like it doesn't ever get that scary.
Okay.
There's 2 jump scares in the whole game, I think. It's mostly atmospheric and mood setting and storytelling and things like that. And
you should have said there was 3, so Tyler would be ready for it.
it would be like in How I Met Your Mother, Slapsgiving. Like just not knowing when the slap's gonna come, expecting the slap.
No, he's so much worse.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. Go ahead.
But yeah, it's they do atmospheric storytelling very well. Bloober Team does atmospheric storytelling extremely well.
I forgot it was Bloober Team.
Yeah, and
I like saying Bloober Team.
That whole portrayal of like inner demons and psychological conflict, I feel like they really nailed in Observer as well.
Yeah.
So that's no surprise then. I want to play it now that I remembered who did it.
Yeah. It is very good. It is currently only available for the Xbox Series and PC.
Oh, okay.
So
someday.
But yeah, highly recommend. Just be aware. There are some heavy themes in it. It gets dark, but it is very good and well worth the trip. There are some graphical glitches that I noticed that were kind of distracting, but it wasn't so pervasive as to be game breaking. There are like some weird chromatic flashing and stuff like that. but it's not ever enough to make the game unplayable. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll have to check that out, maybe.
super cool
For the
game.
internet.
Trying to think what
Speaking
else.
of games,
Yeah.
Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, has a release date now. So that's pretty fun.
Isn't it May?
I'm kind of like May 16th or something like that. I want to say.
Not doing any online stuff, and then one of the DLCs from Mass Effect 1 is not going to be included on it because the team that made it, the source code for the DLC got corrupt, so they would have to rebuild it from scratch.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
Yeah,
So
that is terrible.
May
It was just-
14th.
Which DLC was it? I can't remember. But
Yeah, I have no idea. I never got big into Mass Effect.
Same.
For me, it was one of those games that I've told the story. I got like 30 plus hours in, and my game corrupted and crashed, and I could never get past that point where my game save got corrupted. So I would have had to restart, and I just never did. It made me so mad that I was just like, fuck this piece of shit. And I never played Mass Effect ever again, even though I really enjoyed it up until that point.
Yeah, I played the first one, and I'm sure I've talked about this before. It always, I didn't like that it had first-person shooter controls, but RPG hit elements. So
Yeah, that was a little wonky.
I was
when I tried
watching
playing
my
it.
bullets hit a character and not register damage because the actual RPG, dice roll that was happening in the background was a miss.
Mass Effect 2 did away with that system, and I know that they're augmenting the system for Mass Effect 1 in the remaster here. So like they'll be getting, I think that part of the game's disappearing.
I hope so.
They're also getting rid of all the gratuitous butt shots.
I was going to say the internet is fucking screaming about this shit, where there's a gratuitous butt shot while she's talking about like what to do about her dead brother or some shit like that, or a dead family member, and people are screaming about the removal of the butt shot, and it's like, dude, it's a heavy scene. The butt shot lends nothing to it. It's inappropriate in every sense of the word. Like, fucking get over it, dude. If you want porn, look up porn, for fuck's sake.
No, it is integral and necessary to the aesthetic that the developers were really going for, and how that everything is ass, and we should just accept that into our lives. They're changing the game, Ryan.
How can I write my Fim Shep Mario /fic if I can't get any?
I am such a Mass Effect fan that I can recognize any character by their butt cheeks exclusively.
I don't even have to see if I just hear their ass cheeks clapping.
Listen, it's not Mass Effect, it's Ass Effect.
You can't spell Mass Effect without ass.
And the low-hanging fruit award goes to Tyler.
The internet is a hellscape.
Truly.
It's
Hey, we're on the internet.
Hey!
Does that technically make us demons?
This makes you a demon.
are they getting death threats for it?
Probably.
That's how the internet goes.
It's the internet, baby.
I just assume
I can't imagine ever being that mad at anything.
Yeah.
To like, I'm gonna write a death threat.
I'm
Like,
gonna kill you, Brooks.
like there are some times that I think to myself, like, wow, maybe I'm overreacting, towards stuff. But then I think about those people like that. It's like, well, I've never sent a death threat to anyone at Ubisoft.
For getting rid of
Christ.
ass cheeks.
And that's not Ubisoft, it's BioWare.
Sorry, I heard BioWare in my head.
Yeah, so I'll probably give Mass Effect another try once Legendary Edition comes out.
I'm definitely going to. I've always enjoyed the stories. of it, and it's like, it's a sci-fi game. I love sci-fi space opera. So
I've had a lot of people tell me that I would enjoy it, but I just didn't have the time when it was relevant.
Sure.
But now it is again. So
Yeah, because they've changed some of the systems to make it more modern, like a few of the gameplay elements. So
rad.
now,
Yeah. I mean, if it's getting modifications and improvements, and it's not just a straight up, one-to-one redo, then yeah, sure, I'll give it a go. Give it another go and see if it sticks.
what they're saying is that it's not quite a remake like Final Fantasy VII was, but it's a lot more than just a normal.
Well, not a
1080p
lot of remakes are remakes in the way that Final Fantasy VII was.
True.
I feel like that is the extreme
Yeah.
on one end of the scale. But
I would love
I love that they did it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That game was so brilliant. I cannot wait for the next chapter.
Yeah.
Which
2027.
we'll find
On
out
the
in
40th
2027.
anniversary of Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
On the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You
Yeah, right.
get the second disc.
I still need to beat Remake. I'm
It's
still
really
in the
good.
sewers.
I was just thinking about it, like, because I was like, I beat it. I'm done. No more Final Fantasy VII Remake. And it just hit me in my head. Oh, wait.
Yeah, right.
There's going to be more.
Good. I am waiting
excited.
for them to I want them to actually fully realize a Final Fantasy VII universe, where maybe we even get a playable copy of Dirge of Cerberus, or maybe
Incorporating it into the game.
yeah, either that or even doing offshoots justice, redoing Crisis Core on a primary console instead of a handheld. Even when Crisis Core, when PSP games were being made to be played on the PS Vita, so you could download them through the PSN, Crisis Core never got that treatment, even though it is easily one of the absolute top PSP games ever released.
Yeah, that was when I was emulating PSP stuff pretty regularly. That was one that I made sure that I got a hold of.
Yeah.
I didn't play a whole lot of it though, because I think at the time I didn't really care as much. I think by then though I hadn't finished the first Final Fantasy VII. I kind of got into that later.
Sure. But yeah, I'd like to see the entire Zack storyline told in the remake engine.
I just want to play more games with that.
I want more Final Fantasy different games remade in the engine like that.
Oh,
'Cause,
totally. Absolutely.
I want to see 6. I want to see 6 in that.
That'd be cool. And we can just
combat's
ignore
so
that
fun.
8 ever happened unless they're going to make Squall a character. And I'd love to see 9 get the same treatment.
I'd love to see Kingdom Hearts get the same trash.
Nope.
Get out of here with that trash.
Nope. Nope.
Kingdom Farts.
I want to see
Get dunked on.
Sora in his 4K glory.
Get hyuked on.
Yeah. You liberal yuck.
That's good.
Once again, there was a new episode of WandaVision.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm still not caught up. I'm sorry.
I didn't see
God.
the newest one.
I want to do a spoiler cast just for this episode.
Yeah. So just, yeah, I don't have it.
Just
I've got
watch it.
theories. And my initial theories are out the window right now.
If I said something that I suspect, would it be too spoilery?
I don't think so, because the press has all. I'm willing to bet I know where you're going, and the press has already. The press has already said, like, hey, they're hiding this character. Like, this character has shown up in like, these are ways that they've hidden this MCU character, and not who has historically not been a part of the MCU to this point. And if he is the antagonist of this series, they've hidden hints as to his existence in things like the intro to WandaVision or the outro to WandaVision, I think, and stuff like that.
House of M?
Huh?
House of M?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've been trying to avoid reading anything about it online this week since I need to catch up. But I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
By the second episode.
And I had those thoughts as well, but also found myself very confused. Like, if that were to have been the case, I found myself confused by Wanda's behavior. And
they might be trying to make it more palatable, I suppose.
Well, so, yeah, I can't get into too many details without spoiling stuff. But also, good Lord, I'm just gonna say, fuck you, the end of this most recent episode.
Yeah. Holy shit. That was where I was. Oh my God.
All I'm excited about is if it's House of M. That leaves room for a favorite storyline of mine that involves this guy right here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I cannot say his name, and people will get it. Oh yeah, it is like my favorite arc of that character specifically.
I wonder if Josh Brolin would reprise his role as Cable.
I would hope so.
Awesome.
I would hope so. I mean, you guys know that it took me a year to watch Deadpool 2 because I was like so concerned that I was going to hate it. Just like, no, this is the one chance. And it was good. I liked it. It was fine.
You guys saw that Deadpool 3 has officially been coming out as it'll be rated R, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would have to be. Like, Disney can't take over Fox, then just be like, look, okay, you guys, no more rated R movies. We're going to put some gloves on. We're going to treat our audience like little babies.
Deadpool's only going to say the F word one time because that's all that's allowed if you have a PG-13.
No movies, okay?
Honestly, though, considering Once Upon a Deadpool, I think that if that were something that... So first off, I'm looking forward to Deadpool 3 specifically because you know that Deadpool is going to make reference to the mouse.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get some Disney love
and so, like, even if they did force it to be a PG or PG-13 film, I think it would work because of how like they would just lean into it hard.
Oh yeah, there'd be moments where they like censor things or Deadpool shows up on screen. We can't show this part.
Or no, I would imagine that Deadpool will notice himself getting bleeped and would, and just be like, what the bleep? Who's doing that? And there would be like Mickey Mouse pressing a button or something like that.
We shall see. I hope so. I also hope that they make another Once Upon a Deadpool style edited one for kids, TV, and airplanes.
I'm sure they would, just for like probably have that like show up on Disney Plus.
This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps.
If only if for no other reason than to avoid dub nightmares like Stranger in the Alps. I think that the practice of doing a PG-13 recut with a few extra scenes, to kind of soften that, like, I don't think that would work with many other properties. I think that it only works with Deadpool because of the fourth wall breaks, because Deadpool knows who he is, where he is, what he is. He's the only comic book character who knows he's in a comic book, who knows he's in a movie, So I think that approach works well with that type of character. But
It would be really funny if they kidnapped Fred Savage again.
yeah, but to do the same thing with the Big Lebowski wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
We lost Kalen.
No, it's instead of the Fred Savage one, it's a never-ending story gag or something like that.
That would actually be amazing. Every movie that they do a recut for, it's a different.
Yeah, right.
Little kid story thing.
Yeah.
The Time Bandits.
Macaulay Culkin from Page Master.
Yeah,
It's like animated for that segment,
that would be amazing.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Speaking of which, I haven't seen it yet, but it came in on Friday. There's a new Studio Ghibli movie, the first one in 6 years. That's a 3D animated one.
Yeah, I saw that. It's on. I haven't watched it, but it's on a.
It's like 60s psychedelic themed kind of thing. So I'm kind of excited about it. Earwig and the Witch. Yeah, it looks pretty nutty. I saw. I think the same animation people also just did the Lupin movie we talked about last week. Lupin the Third, the first. That is what it's called. Lupin the Third.
The first.
The first.
The freaking anime style and Earwig and the Witch is really weird.
It's weird, but I somehow when I saw the first, the trailer, I was just like, oh yeah, this is Studio Ghibli. Look at those faces,
Yeah, it's definitely on brand, but at the same time, I'm like, my brain's kind of fighting itself over what. I don't know what I think. I'm definitely gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, we watched a weird one that we hadn't. There's like the 5 Studio Ghibli movies that everyone talks about, like My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, and
Princess Mononoke.
Those are like the 5. So we watched like some of the other ones, and the most the hardest translation of cultural context, the award goes to Pompoko. Which I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
I have not.
You guys are familiar with the Tanuki suit from Mario 3, right?
Yes.
So you know that's based on a mythological creature. The
A
Tanuki?
raccoon with giant balls, yes.
Yes. So Pompoko is a movie about raccoons with giant balls. And the English dub has Mr. Krabs, J.K. Simmons, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and like a whole bunch of other people.
Oh, Mr. Krabs is Clancy Brown.
Yeah, the Kurgan.
Yes.
Who I also forgot was in Shawshank until I saw a little thing about it the other day.
He's great. I love Clancy Brown. I love Clancy Brown in fucking Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
just like hearing him talk.
Yes,
like
he has a great fucking voice.
Yeah, I love him in Buckaroo Banzai. Like he's dying, but he still sounds like Mr. Krabs.
Man, so I'm looking at screenshots of Earwig and the Witch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about this animation style or like it being 3D. I'd have to see. It looks weird.
Yeah, my brain is not hating it, but it's also not loving it.
It's almost like it's stylized in such a way where it's almost like just perfectly sculpted, but it looks too plasticine, like
I get the same kind of vibe that I got from when I saw the trailer for the remake of Link's Awakening. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And like that's supposed to look like toys. But
I love the poster though. The poster is cool, and it makes me interested because I love the image of this little girl screaming into a microphone. Like I like that a lot. so I'm very curious. I need to watch this.
Yeah, I saw they had a clip of like the first like 3 minutes, which I like that HBO's been doing that with their stuff coming out. Like with Wonder Woman, that was like, oh, okay. I mean, in that case, it didn't pan out very well.
Yeah, right.
But it was a nice little treat, and the first 3 minutes of that movie were pretty normal. Like I wish it was maybe like 5 minutes instead of 3, but it just took you to the title sequence, and that was it.
Well, now it's out. So now
it's out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. I had not heard about that, and yeah.
I first really heard about I first noticed anything about it, I want to say like a month ago, which is I feel like I hear about stuff like that coming out much earlier, I guess.
Right. That's what I was thinking because I saw it pop up on HBO Max yesterday. And I was like, and that was the first I'd ever heard of it. I honestly was like, I actually didn't really, I thought I was reading it wrong, that it was a Studio Ghibli movie because it didn't really, have the same animation style. I was like, what?
Well, it's also important to note that Studio Ghibli movies are no longer Miyazaki movies. Miyazaki has retired.
That he came back.
The 12th time.
I don't think
keeps
he
retiring
came back.
and coming back.
I think Miyazaki is officially retired at this point.
They have put him on ice until they need the next moneymaker.
Yeah, right.
Cryogenically frozen. He lives project to project, only vaguely aware of the outside world.
Yeah, following the release of The Wind Rises, Miyazaki announced his retirement from feature films, though he returned to work on a new feature film in 2016. I thought that there was another point where he said that he was retiring. That was more recent.
I do like even stuff that he hasn't had a hand in Studio Ghibli hasn't been terrible, with the exception of Tales of Earthsea, because that movie is fucking garbage.
Never actually watched Tales of Earthsea.
It's an insult to the book that it's based on. But I've actually noticed, and prepare for a bunch of hateful comments, underneath this thing, but to those people that like Howl's Moving Castle, it's a garbage movie. It makes no sense, and y'all just gotta suck it up and get the sentimentality out of your opinion, because all the ones they base on books have just been terrible or just like incomplete. Even The Secret World of Arrietty is kind of like, okay.
How Miyazaki is actually doing?
Calcifer disagrees with you.
I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy watching parts of it, but it's dumb.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Miyazaki is doing
Hi, Ryan.
He's doing a film. He's making a film, guys. How Do You Live? It's filming right now. And he also did a short, Boro the Caterpillar.
It's making a live action film, or?
No, it's How Do You Live is a...
Oh, man, that would be so weird.
Yeah, right.
A live-action Studio Ghibli movie?
It's an animated movie.
Okay.
It looks like it anyway. The only photo that I have of it is the photo of the book.
I feel like I've heard about this.
It'd be kind of fun to see them do like so how in like movies like Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks that had live action interact with like cartoons. It'd be cool to see a Studio Ghibli take on that.
I think I'm gonna cry, you guys.
Why?
In October 2017, Studio Ghibli announced the film will be titled How Do You Live? Toshio Suzuki said that Miyazaki is working on the film for his grandson as his way of saying, quote, "Grandpa is moving on to the next world soon, but he is leaving this film behind because he loves you."
That's really sweet. What? Hopefully it's not a terrible movie.
Yeah, right.
That's like, that's risky. I feel like maybe I would make the movie first.
Then say that.
Okay, yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay.
Suzuki said in August.
The legacy.
Suzuki said in August 2018 the projections were for 2021 or 2022 completion. In a late 2019 interview with NHK, Miyazaki stated that the film is not to be expected anytime soon. He said that in his younger age, he used to produce 10 minutes of animation every month, but now his speed is reduced to 1 minute per month. As of October 2019, the film was confirmed to be 15% complete. In May 2020, Suzuki told Entertainment Weekly that 60 animators were working on the film. 36 minutes of the film had been completed after 3 years of production. Suzuki said, "We are
Not bad.
still hand drawing everything, but it takes us more time to complete a film because we're drawing more frames, and they are hoping it will finish in the next 3 years."
Damn.
Yeah,
Hey,
no shit, dude.
Sometimes you gotta slow cook it to get it just right.
Yeah, no kidding. Good Lord.
Must be harder to make the stuff as he's older now too. Like he's 80. He's 80.
Yeah.
Man. I am not looking forward to
He still has another 40 years left.
He'll
He'll be one of those old guys that lives to like 120. And then like the week before he dies, he'll be like, I can't ride my bike anymore.
That's the thing that makes him realize he's old. Not that he's lived through World War II.
Yeah, right.
Did he?
Since World War II. 1941.
Yeah.
He was a wee baby.
Yep. Did
Yeah.
Ghibli didn't? Who did Grave of the Fireflies?
That's them.
Is it Ghibli?
Yeah, it was like in response to the conflict in Bosnia.
Still have never seen that movie. I've heard
Oh.
it's very.
Yeah. If
Prepare-
you ever
prepare to
watch
cry.
it, just prepare to cry a lot.
I love it. I've seen it. I want to say like 5 or 6 times because it's just so good.
Oof.
It's good.
It's a punch in the gut, man. It is such a punch in the gut. It's so difficult to watch. It's beautiful, but it's wow, sad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will watch it and cry.
Like have an entire box of fucking tissues next to you.
It's
Been
like
a while
a Threads was a cartoon.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, actually, I would say it is more emotionally written than Threads.
Yes.
Jesus, Threads was fucking.
Oh, you watched it?
That was a movie. That was a movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like.
It's a movie that makes you want to take a shower when you're done, so you can cry in it.
Oh yeah. I just had this knot in my stomach for the rest of the day. Like I watched it like some Saturday, and I was just like the Saturday afternoon. I just
Really made it a Saturday.
yeah, just made me want to call my mom.
So, speaking of HBO Max and things on HBO Max, have you guys ever watched Search Party?
No.
It's got
I saw the thumbnail for it.
it's got maybe from Arrested Development.
Okay.
It is a train wreck of a series, but in the best possible way. They just finished up season 4, and they finished it up in such a way where they could end it there and it would be fine. We don't know yet whether it's going to get a 5th season. The creators are saying that they are open to and hoping for a 5th season, but I recommend it. I binged it as season 4 was releasing and got all caught up. And it's intense. Like, it starts out feeling like it's going to be this lighthearted thing, and then everything goes wrong. And it is a very good film, or not film, series that was created, if I remember correctly, it's created by Michael Showalter.
I do not know who that is.
He is from the state. He is from Stella. He is all the people in the state are pretty much behind every major comedy film, for the past 20 years at this point. They're the people behind Reno 911.
He's in Wet Hot American Summer.
They are the people behind Wet Hot American Summer.
These are all things that I haven't actually really watched. So, give me a second. I'm looking him up. So
Michael Showalter is the state was Carrie Kenny, Thomas Lennon, Michael Showalter, Joe Truglio from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, yeah.
David Wayne, Ken Marino. These are all people you'd recognize if you saw.
What's the Michael's middle name again?
You mean his
Michael Showalter?
Showalter. Yeah.
He doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah. That's why I was confused. I'm like, middle name?
Walter. I thought you were doing a joke for a second.
Yeah, I thought you were too. I thought you were doing a Brooks.
No, I am doing a Brooks just the other way.
It says something of what I think of your comedic stylings, and I sat there going, okay, am I not understanding this joke? Not first, not like, oh, he mistook something. No, how is Brooks turning this into a Brooks thing?
I do vaguely recognize this person.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Was he in the Big Sick, maybe?
Maybe. It's been a while since I've seen The Big Sick. But
he was a director of Sick.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, he was probably in The Big Sick as well. But yeah, all those people from the state, I've sung the praises of the state before, which you can get each season for like $2 on Amazon. I highly recommend it because it's all absolutely hilarious. It's, in my opinion, the best skit comedy out of the 90s, Kids in the Hall included.
Okay. I missed out on most skit comedy shows. I grew up with, I got to see a couple episodes of In Living Color.
I loved In Living Color.
I was a big fan of all that and The Amanda Show. And that was pretty much it until I became an adult.
Human Giant was probably my favorite. With
Human Giant was good. I bet you both missed House of Buggin'.
Yes, I did. I don't know.
Sometimes I wonder if you're just making this stuff up.
House of Buggin' was...
there was a sketch comedy show called The Hand of Wood from the 90s that was just really good.
No, so House of Buggin' was, where In Living Color was definitely a black comedy showcase. House of Buggin' was it kind of was Latin America's answer to that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think
and it was John Leguizamo and Luis Guzman. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who else was in it. But it was after In Living Color had already started, and I think it was even a Fox production as well. So they were both on Fox.
David Herman was in it.
Yeah, so it was very funny, but apparently not as funny to be remembered as fondly as In Living Color was.
Also only got one season. And only 10 total episodes. That would probably be why it's not as well.
But I mean, John Leguizamo is one of the funniest human beings on the planet. So
I do.
He is very funny. The one sketch show that I got into as an adult is A Bit of Fry and Laurie. I've seen every episode of that.
Yeah, as have I. A Bit of Fry and Laurie is brilliant.
That show slaps.
America.
Yeah.
The States.
I like the Bishop and the Warlord sketches with the pastor dude and like Hugh Laurie playing guitar like behind him.
Yeah, I love the two. God, there's so many fucking good ones. But like one of my favorite ones is the forlorn, husband and the barkeep who finishes his sentences by offering him things that are also double entendres.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Also, Stephen Fry being overly verbose with an interviewer, is saying lots of things but really saying nothing at all, and Hugh Laurie is just kind of like, if you're just joining us, we're talking about beats, or just something. Yeah.
No, I love it.
And then the one where
for a lot of my
Hugh Laurie goes to the dean of the school, upset that his child is being taught about sex and how to make babies.
That one is good. Or all the businessmen sketches where they're just like drinking and just be like, "Damn it all, Marjorie," and yeah, like 90s like yuppie garbage that I love to make fun of, even though I don't remember that actual time.
Another British skit comedy show that is worth watching. Actually, a couple of them. That Mitchell and Webb look is fucking phenomenal. It's absolutely hilarious. It's Stephen Mitchell and I can't remember Webb's first name. But it's the Peep Show guys. And another one that is fun watch is Big Train. And Big Train is before Simon Pegg did the Cornetto trilogy.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's Simon Pegg, and it's a lot of the same actors that he used in the Cornetto trilogy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I need to check that out.
Like there's this great skit where Simon Pegg is biking and gets stopped by a tourist, and they're like, "Excuse me, could you tell me where such and such is?" He looks at her and goes, "No, I'm sorry, I don't speak English." And so it just becomes this whole conversation where he's just like, "No, I can't understand a word that you're saying. I don't speak English." And so then eventually she's like, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch?" And he responds to her in German saying, "Nein, nein, nein." Like it's all absurdist humor. It's very, very funny.
Well, that is my bag.
Yeah.
How do you know so many sketch comedy shows, Ryan?
Because Ryan was born in the age of Flip Wilson.
I
don't know, man.
It's start putting words together and call them.
Before there was vaudeville, there was Ryan.
So like in the 90s, I was big into skit comedy, and it was before the internet, so like, and certainly before streaming media on the internet. So these were things that you just sometimes caught chance glimpses of by turning on the TV, and like you didn't know, or at least I didn't, because I was a kid. Like I didn't know what I was looking for or what I was even watching. It was stuff that kind of came up, and I didn't know when I could expect to watch it. So like Kids in the Hall was a rare treat when I'd pop on the TV and see it's like, oh, it's these guys again, and I had no idea when or how to watch them. And same with The State. Like I knew it was on MTV, I didn't know when. And I just kind of stumbled on it, and it consistently blew my mind with just how funny it was. And even looking back at all that stuff now, how well it all holds. Like it stands. It still it stands well today. And I don't know. I've always kind of loved a lot of the actors that I like in popular media. Today got their start in skit groups. And so to see like that Simon Pegg had the Big Train, right? When you find an actor, like a comedic actor that you enjoy, you obviously look at to see what else they've done. And then you end up falling down a rabbit hole and find, this gold mine of British television, like Big Train or Spaced or, any of the other series that Simon Pegg had done that never really made it to the US. Like the word is not around. So you just kind of end up downloading it and binging it because it's fucking great.
Honestly, most of the British stuff that didn't get super mainstream over here. The only reason I found them was because we were poor and checking out movies from the library.
Sure.
Process of elimination, where it's just like, yeah, okay, we've got Total Recall from the library 1,000 times. What else do we have? Like it's how I saw Doctor Who for the first time.
I've watched all 45 seasons of Every Creature Great and Small.
Watched all seven box sets of Upstairs, Downstairs. But I'm super glad that the internet exists now, because there's so many weird old things that I watched because it's what was around that I can actually talk to people about now, unlike 10 years ago, which was like, hey, have you seen Are You Being Served? What are you talking about?
Like 90% of that kind of shit that I got exposed to was all thanks to public access in Chicago. Channel 11, WTTW. Yeah.
PBS had the business, like keeping up appearances. Anytime that was on, and we didn't know when it was coming on, it was just, all right, we're sitting down, we're finishing this. We gotta watch this.
Faulty Towers and All Creatures Great and Small and shit like that. Like all these things that, like it was the channel that my gram watched when I was a little kid. So I got exposed to all that shit, all thanks to PBS.
PBS. Woo.
And that
funded by you.
That station that I was watching all that British stuff on is one of the stations that got taken over by the Max Headroom hijack in Chicago.
Sick.
Because it got taken over. The first station that got taken over was WTTW, which was the PBS station, while they were airing a Doctor Who episode, and then they took over WGN.
I know they were going for. I've seen some videos on the Max Headroom incident, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
I love it. I fucking love it so much. It's super creepy. And those kinds of things are some of my favorite things. Those like creepy, unexplained, like decades after it happened, they don't know who did that.
Right. Or exactly how they did it.
No, they know exactly how. They do know exactly how.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was an uplink spoof. It was basically the old time equivalent of a man in the middle attack. Because all this stuff was being broadcast by satellites, and it was a line of sight technology. So they situated themselves with enough equipment in the middle of the line of sight for that satellite and hijacked the uplink.
Oh, okay.
So they basically, to them, they were able to trick the receiving satellite of the TV station into thinking that they were the sending satellite.
I love that if anyone came out now and said that they did it, I wouldn't believe them.
So there was a few years ago a dude on Reddit who claims that he thinks he knows who did it. And it was a group of older friends of his when he was young in the 80s.
Bunch of nerds.
I mean, yeah, basically, but
it explains their lack of charisma on camera.
Well, he kind of goes into that as well, where one of them was incredibly intelligent, very standoffish, and likely autistic, and is supposed to be the mastermind behind the whole thing.
I was him. I would definitely just on my deathbed.
Max Headroom is creepy enough as it is.
Max Headroom was fucking great. You bite your tongue.
Unsettling, creepy, and I like it still. But but
Do you think
it's
they still
unsettling and creepy because of the Max Headroom incident that just kind of overshadows that, where it's like, ugh.
Do you think those guys
Gross.
still have their Max Headroom mask, or have that mask? Like it's just
God, could you imagine how much that would be auctioned off for?
so much.
Oh, some like rich villain has that in his like super base on the moon. You know, like this like long hallway of trophies. You know, it's like, yes, I have the Max Headroom mask incident and all the equipment. You know, and it's just like over here and it's set up. It's like, I have the gun that killed JFK.
It's
you
like
know, and
it would be the
Formula Coke.
it would be the dude. God, why can't I remember the character's name? But in Venture Brothers,
Yeah.
Billy Quizboy's arch nemesis, the Collector,
Who always talks like this? I've got the original of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some guy like that. You know, just on the moon, of course, because
Of course.
it has to be. I actually have an original edition Earth Moon, the only one of its kind.
I have the original screen used Death Star.
I have the
I live
original
on it.
screen-used moon for the moon landing.
Screen used by the government to fake the moon landing.
No. See, that's the best part about the moon. It's like you know, it doesn't. You can say that, and it still doesn't imply that it was actually like faked, because it is the
It is the
screen-used
moon.
moon.
Yeah, it's the actual
It's
moon.
the only moon. It's in one piece.
Well, we have gotten to the end of this episode. Fellas, why don't you tell me what you've been playing this week?
More Hollow Knight.
Such a good game.
Yeah, I've been rolling around collecting upgrades and shit, because I tried so hard to not look at anything about the game, because I was like, I'm gonna experience this like I did Symphony of the Night and just kind of run around until I figure out what I'm doing. But then I got kind of frustrated with the boss and started digging around. I was like, what? This upgrade exists? Jesus, you know? No hints in the game about it at all. That's why I like it. Anyways, that's all I played.
Yeah, I didn't really play much this week. I actually watched movies a little bit more. I kind of got caught up watching a lot of the DC movies.
But
on HBO
Tyler,
Max.
correct me if I'm wrong. You have a PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5. I forgot about Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts is so great.
Until now, it's the first game that we've had in the house that all three of us are at the same like level of skill. Because
there is no level of there is no skill in that game.
I mean, like we're good enough to like not to like, you know, get through a lot of waves, you know. So like we can handle the game to its fullest, but we're all equally good. And so no one gets frustrated because everyone is like taking the exact amount of time to lose. And it's the first time in a long time that I've had that couch co-op experience. It's just like, yes, I want this to never end.
It's such a fun game.
Yep. Sorry, Tyler. Your burgeoning news about the PlayStation 5 and its 500th week in a row.
How dare you trample upon this breaking news? I watched DC movies all week. I don't know why. I watched all of the Harley Quinn series, and then there was a whole bunch of those DC movies that were on
like the DC animated movies or the DC. Yeah. Okay, those are fine.
Yeah, I was going. That was my follow-up question.
Yeah.
Did anyone actually see the Killing Joke movie?
I chose not to because they decided to push a relationship angle between Bruce and Batgirl.
It was dumb. That part was dumb, but it was really weird because it like.
Had you guys read The Killing Joke?
Yes.
I have not. No.
Because that relationship thing is kind of in there.
Oh, is
like
it?
It's not something. Yeah, it's not something they added.
Because
like the whole.
From.
Oh wait, no, I did see part of that.
I had heard that there was a lot that was added specifically to do with that, and it was unnecessary. And it's kind of really gross for Bruce and Barb. Like, that's not okay.
I was the only reason I was asking was to see if maybe they had edited it because I think I saw the beginning of it and I was like, oh yeah, it's The Killing Joke, whatever. I've the most overrated Batman storyline since The Long Halloween, which is really good, but I mean, it's still not the
like
best.
them. I like both of them.
I mean, they're fine, but that's all I hear. I heard any Batman person talk about for like 10 years. Oh, have you seen a Calendar Man? You know.
I have.
What do you mean?
I beat the medium, and Control Ultimate Edition is on PlayStation Plus this month.
Oh, fuck yes.
And but it's only for PlayStation 5.
Oh no. Hey Tyler, don't you have one of those?
So because I wanted to give it a go in its crispy 4K 60 goodness, I just played, like, I binged up to roughly up to where I had stopped playing on PC. Like I'm almost back to where I was on PC after
Have an imaginary line.
a good long session.
That's what took me so long with Hollow Knight on the PS4, because I've had it on Steam for a little while, and I got pretty decent into it, and then I just kind of stopped plugging. I got tired of plugging my laptop in all the time to play video games.
Sure.
And Zeke got it, and it's taken me this so long to get to where I was, and then now I've surpassed it like twice. And it's hard. It's hard to want to pick up something. You're just like, but I got so far, and I don't play anymore. It's dumb.
I'm just happy to play it on the big screen, and it's such an enjoyable game. Like the controls and everything like that. Like it can be like as fast as you really want it to be, because honestly it didn't take me very long to get back to where I was on PC. I just I didn't do as much exploring because I had pretty much done all that exploring on PC. Like I'm not picking up every single document in every little obscure corner and like I did on PC. I just know where I'm going and rushing through and being a lot more aggressive in encounters, which is paying off pretty well. So right now I'm just trying to rush to get my levitation abilities. And then like the game just changes from there. The traversal and everything, being able to fly around all you want is incredible, and they do a great job with it. So I'm very excited for that. And I'm even more excited to finally beat it and get to the DLC stuff, and the Alan Wake stuff.
Oh, is there Alan Wake stuff?
Yes. One of the DLC, there's two DLCs. One of them is entirely Alan Wake centric.
Oh, perfect. That is how I will convince Zeke to play it.
Because
he really liked American Nightmare. Both
games are Remedy development. It's the the dev team, and they are in a shared universe. So Control talks about altered world events or something like that. Basically, the acronym is AWE. And there's these objects of power. And so in the Control universe, you are at the Federal Bureau of Control, where they investigate these AWEs and collect objects of power in order to contain them and things like that. So through it being a shared universe, that means that the happenings of the Alan Wake games are AWEs.
Okay. It sounds kind of like shit. The Lost Room. It kind of sounds a little bit like that. You guys ever watch that series on Sci-Fi? It's like
I do know what you're talking about. I have started watching it once, and I couldn't remember where I had started watching it, and so I never went back to it, and I couldn't remember what it was called.
It's on Amazon. I think you can. I don't think it's on Prime, but I mean, if you guys really want to check it out, I have it on DVD because it's like I think you can knock out the whole thing in like 6 or 7 hours because each episode's pretty long. But it's a self-contained miniseries that kind of left itself open at the end if it got picked up again, and it didn't. That is the one series that I'm trying to find prop replicas from because of how all the stuff, all the weird regular stuff in there, like the key and the pen and stuff like that. I just want them just around so I'll know, So,
Elle Fanning's in that, huh? Little baby Elle Fanning.
Yeah, everyone is a little baby in that.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember enjoying the first episode of that I watched, and I just didn't come back to it, I guess.
Sad.
I need to.
Like it's like all like background stories in the SCP universe.
Right. Yeah,
Not
and
the ICP universe.
It makes you wonder where that topic goes in the Miracles video.
good night, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching and or listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dad?